and welcome to Drag Race TV LA for our recap of this week's episode 4 of RuPaul's Drag Race. Joining me today, I am one of your hosts, the Mark J. Freeman. Lorayne took the day off today. Joining me today are Tez, Jayla, and Jackie. Say hello, everybody.
Hello. And Jackie.
Hello, everybody.
We lost Jackie.
Yeah, she'll be back. Her computer died. She'll be back in un momento, if you know Spanish.
We need to buy her a power.
Yes.
All right. Well, while we're waiting for Jackie, just as a reminder, we're here every Sunday at 3 o'clock Pacific time because, you know, we're West Coast gals over here. So join us in the live chat. Make sure you share and tell your friends that this is where we are. I'm still getting messages from people looking for us on Afterbuzz, and this is where we're at now. So just be sure to share and like, and we're really close to 200 subscribers on our new channel already. So make sure if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and you'll get a notification when we go live and when we post new videos so that you'll be a part of all of the drama. And be sure to follow us on our Drag Race TV social media, DRTV LA on Instagram and Twitter. As we're waiting for Jackie, let's discuss our thoughts on this episode. I was kind of underwhelmed personally, but go ahead. Let me know what you guys thought.
I guess we already started this stuff. Well, I hope you had an amazing week, both of you, and Jackie and Ollie. So I think that this episode was the one that I've been complaining about the past 2 weeks. We finally get like a full, like, I wouldn't call it a real episode of RuPaul's Drag Race, if you will. And it was everything that we need, everything that we wanted, everything that we expected. But we'll get into it. I liked it. It was one of the best episodes for me.
Okay.
Tez?
I actually enjoyed the episode. I watched half of it intoxicated, and then I watched it again completely sober. But on both times, I enjoyed the episode. Like, I don't like you said, it's not a real episode, but it definitely was some highlight moments. It was like, okay, Drag Race, someone's going home. Like, there's some shade, there's some laughter moments. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I did. I thought it was a good episode.
Okay. I mean, I didn't hate it. It wasn't, I guess, my favorite. So let me just recap of what happened last week. Was the third part of the 3-part premiere. And we saw the Pork Chop Queens performing Phenomenon. Denali and Rosé ended up being the winners of the challenge. And had to lip sync for the win, and Denali came out on top. So then this episode started kind of with the end of last episode because the queens came into the workroom and the winning queens were in the workroom. So we saw the end of that day, and then we started the beginning of the new day. So they got to interact with each other, and Elliot with 2 T's hid.
Which I thought was brilliant because I actually, like, when I was watching it, I was like, she should act like she went home. And as soon as I said it, she said it, and I was like immediately gagged. I was like, yes, okay, let the girls feel bad. Let's keep going through this whole like mental health like screw up. I love it. It's a train wreck.
I thought it was good. I wish she would have stayed back a little longer just to see what else would have been said. But Elliot, if you're learning who she is, she was clearly still a little butthurt about how she got sent home, and you know, so I think she was just like, well, I'm here, bitches, you know, but I wish she would have stayed back maybe like another 3 minutes just to see exactly what would have been said, because I would have been like, oh, this how you feel? Kind of like when they did All Stars that one season where they were like, I think what's her name was like talking a lot of mess, Fifi, and they were like in the mirrors, you know, watching and hearing everything. It would have been a good face crack just to you know, see what else they would have said. But overall, I enjoyed it, and Tina obviously was the head ringer to be like, oh yeah, you should go back there and ask them the questions. It was brilliant.
Yeah, Yeah,
I did love the meme. There's a meme of her like looking around the corner, or the other girls are like talking or whatever. I absolutely love that. So that's gonna be like my new like funny meme I'm gonna start using.
There was the little bit of, I mean, we've said this 100 times, but she kind of went at Tamisha, who Tamisha was not having it, and, you know, kind of put her in her place and stuff. I mean, I agree with you, Tez. I think she should have stayed out longer. I think the other girls should have tried to milk them for her more, and then let her come in. I know they didn't have much time to plan, but unless the last minute plan wasn't really a last minute plan, but told to do by the producers, which is entirely possible, but whatever. So then the New Day, when the New Day started at the very beginning, it came up again. This is a very horny bunch. Yeah. They wanted to there was a lot of talk again about who was single. They wanted to find out, and Candy went after Joey J and all this stuff. I don't necessarily think this is the hottest season, but they clearly do.
I think we say that every year, though. I think everybody's the trade of the season every year. Everybody's like everybody wants to be the, hot boy of the season. I think for this one, there's like a good solid like 3 or 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jackie's with us.
Say
hello, everybody.
Hi. Sorry. I hate technology.
This is why we loved Afterbuzz. We just showed up and talked.
I have so much respect for the engineers. So much respect.
Yeah. Well, they have the top-notch stuff over there, too. What are your general thoughts, Jackie, on the episode?
I liked it. I like that they did an acting challenge early on. So that was fun for me.
Yeah. We were just talking about how when they rejoined the next day and were out of drag, and Candy was asking again who was single, and then she kind of went after Joey J and stuff like that. We were just discussing that they think that they're the hottest season of boys. I don't know personally, but whatever. Then there was no mini challenge. We put most of the time for the episode went into the maxi challenge, and Ru picked the teams because and I was wondering if they were going to do something like that, because the teams were so split that if they did choose, they'd probably end up choosing the people that they were with anyway. So I'm actually glad she mixed it up. Did you like I can tell you the teams. The teams decided by Ru were for Misery Loves Company. They had to do the RuPaulmark Channel movies. So kind of a playoff of the Christmas Hallmark Channel movies, but these were not Christmas holidays, the other holidays. So there was Misery Loves Company, which was a Valentine's Day themed. That was Denali, Olivia Lux, Elliot with 2 T's, and Kimora Hall. God Loves Flags with Rosé, Simone, Lala Ree, and Utica Queen. And April Fool's Rush In was Gottmik, Tina Burner, Joey J, Candy Muse, and Tamisha Iman. What did you guys think of that?
The pairing, or just the pairing? It's so early, so it's like at this point, I was glad that they did mix them up. It wasn't like episode 2 versus episode 3. It's like a good blend. So I was curious to see how they would work together. I thought people pretty much, like, there weren't any mini clashes. I feel like everyone just kind of, I mean, people like Candy came in and said, well, I want this part and things like that. But I don't think anyone had any real issues for it to be the first time that many of them hadn't seen each other. I was okay with
now, I did have a little issue with Olivia Lux being put in like the bottom half of the group. Like, I knew that she was screwed when they put her with that group. And I was like, damn, I wanted her to do, like, be with the front runners. But I guess it kind of worked out for her because she was the front runner of her group. We'll get into it. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Maybe they were trying to see, like, how well does Olivia Lux work well with others? And maybe those others aren't as good as you. So, I mean, hey.
Well, it took me a second, too, because I think we all still think of Elliott as being in the pork chop group, even though she was in the winning. So that's why I think that, because I even went, wait a minute, and I went, oh, they're counting her as a winning group person because she got sent over there. So I understand what you're saying. Jackie, did you think that there was a team that maybe had more of an advantage than others?
I actually thought that, I liked that Ru picked out the teams because I honestly think they seemed more fair than if the queens had maybe picked them out themselves, because we know that they formed these two groups. So the top group girls would have probably all picked each other. So So I do like that they mix it up, and I thought it was like fairly even. I do think, to Jayla's point, even though Olivia in my brain was the strongest in Team 1, to be fair, Denali had won the previous episode, so maybe that was like the reasoning there for pairing them up, to be like, well, let's see what else Denali can do, So yeah, I didn't mind the groups at all.
Yeah.
It was a fair spread of, like, you know how you, like, when you get ready to make a pizza, you got to evenly spread the cheese for it to be good. So it was an evenly spread of cheese for this episode. For all of my analogy people out there.
Yeah. They did, once they were in their groups, they picked the parts that they wanted. They kind of distributed them amongst themselves. Then, as Tez said, other than Candy, who picked hers and started highlighting and just the wave. They really love Candy.
Who is they? Like the people on the show, or
okay, who
the cast?
Well, and the judges. Somebody. I was looking on. I think it was our comments for this show, and somebody pointed out how they used to kind of get on Trinity K. Bonet because of how she was hard to understand.
Oh yeah.
But now when Candy's doing it, it's cute and it's funny and it's, you've got the personality, so it doesn't matter. Which I thought was an interesting comment, because sometimes I forget about those kind of things, and the fans are so good at the details. What do you guys think of that?
I think with her, she just talks really fast, and so like I can relate to that. I feel like she just needs to slow down and enunciate. And whereas Trinity, she had like dentures, I believe, so I think that was also her problem. It's kind of. I feel like for her, well, she did. She has dentures. You guys know that.
She has flippers.
We call them flippers.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think that. Of course, like for example, it's always going to be some type of like different standard that's done, because in one episode. Wait, what is that? Well, I'm sure we're talking about the U.S., not U.K. Let me shut up. Yeah. So anyway, as far as Candy. I don't think it was I think she does talk fast, and I just can't understand her, and I speak fast myself, but she just had to slow down. With Trinity, it was more so she kind of was at a disadvantage because of her teeth, in my opinion.
Jayla,
but I think, like Tez, you talk fast, but you enunciate when you talk. Yeah. I think it doesn't help, and she's mentioned this too. She has a bit of a speech impediment, so and a bit of a like that. I don't know where she's from in New York, but she has a very New York kind of accent. Yeah. So I think all those things coupled together makes her a little bit hard to understand.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting. Well, they instead of I'm just noticing little details of things, but I noticed that Ru didn't go to group, but the groups came to her. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Yes. Show her talk to one of the groups. Probably just nothing very exciting to air. But I thought it was interesting that Ru said to them specifically, again, I always feel like they miss things that Ru says. And she points out that the scripts are all very similar. Mm-hmm. And she says, have you guys looked at each other's? Have you compared the scripts? And they were all like, no. I mean, nothing obviously came of it really that we saw. I mean, whether something came up of it and it didn't get aired, I don't know. But I thought it was interesting. And I feel like if I was in the room, I would have said, hey, maybe we should all sit down and compare and contrast. You know, I don't know. Did any of you catch that?
I did.
I don't mean that would have mattered.
Wait, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just saying, did we all catch what? That the scripts were similar?
Well, and that she said that she pointed out that they should be talking about.
Yeah, I don't think it would have mattered, because it's like, if I'm already struggling with trying to remember what I got going on in my script, it's not going to help me to go over to somebody else's table and ask what they doing, because it's going to be like, oh, well, I'm going to do it like this, and then you should do it like this, and then y'all going to send me home because y'all set me up for the okie doke. So I need to go take myself, take my script, take my team, and make sure that we are all like together, because y'all already know how this goes down. But if I go down, the whole team is going down, and then y'all gonna start pointing fingers, and then you never know. Like, even it's very notorious on these shows that when you get into a group, you know what Ru's gonna ask you: who deserves to go home? And if it's me, because I decided to lollygag around the workroom and see where everybody else is going on, that's why Gia in All Stars 4 wasn't a thing. You were too busy worried about what's going on that you weren't prepared yourself. So it was just something for Ru to kind of throw the girls off their game, I guess. But I wouldn't have done it.
I guess
I took it more as less as like an opportunity to compare or anything like that. But two things came to mind. One, it was a joke on the fact that like every time you watch something on the Hallmark Channel, the plot is generally speaking the same. So I thought that was like part of the joke, but I thought it also serves as like a compare and contrast. So when you're watching the final teams and you're seeing someone like Rosé excel in a really small side role versus Kimora not do so well in the side role, like that. I mean, that's something that comes to your mind. You think, okay, well, there have been people in the past who have done a whole hell of a lot with a side role. So
I guess my thought was, because I think that I missed some references to, but I thought it was maybe like let's come together and because there was obviously references to Mommy Dearest and other, gay culture type movies. So I thought maybe it was maybe you guys should get together and make sure you're getting all these jokes and make sure you're getting why this is said a certain way and why this isn't, why this is emphasized and why, like, I didn't really know what Kimora's line meant until Ross pointed out that it had to do with Top Model. And I was like, oh, that's the reference. I personally, and maybe you guys can help me with this, I didn't understand the tree, ash. I didn't understand that. If that was a reference to something, I missed what that reference was. Was it referencing something?
I don't know.
I think it was the movie. Forgive me. It's something Superstar. I think it was like something Superstar, and then she was like making out with a tree.
Oh. Okay. Yes.
I remember that movie. Yes.
And that's what I'm referring to. Is I think it may have benefited them. Because somebody may have read that and immediately got Superstar. It's called Superstar. Oh, that's from Superstar. Oh, that's from Top Model. And then they all go, oh, okay, that's what these, like, I don't know. Again, I always feel like when Ru says that kind of stuff, and even Utica, that moment where she asks her if she's ever smoked pot, which actually was really funny, her reaction. Ru even says, do that in your thing. And then she didn't, and I don't know how she could have done it, but I always feel like if Ru's asking you to do it, or Ru's suggesting it, you should try to find a way to.
But how would she have incorporated that into her part? That type of, thing.
I don't know. I mean, you know, we only see like, you know, clips of it and stuff. I don't know if we see everything. So I don't know. I just always feel like when they tell you to do that kind of stuff, that you should try to find a way to, and if, maybe not even necessarily that specifically, but try to find a moment, you know, because it was really just her thinking. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like thinking, but not wanting to respond. Like she could have thrown that in somehow. Like, I don't know. I don't know. That's just me.
But the thing is, like, you have to do, like, when Ru throws you lines like that, you have to be on at all times, because if you're not, you're going to be caught. You have to be an active listener. So that's all part of what this whole, like, me and the Ru coming to the group to, like, you know what I mean? That's your moment. So if somebody says, oh, such and such, even with the whole, like, got mixed situation, when Tamisha had just said those 3 icons, and then they throw it to you, and then you're like, and it's just like, well, were you listening, or were you just like here just looking around at the cameraman? Like, you have to be on, and even though Utica didn't have an answer, you still had an answer. Doing that to the cameras was an answer. You know what I mean? When Ru feeds you a line, you got to be on. Even if you have nothing to say, make it funny. Yeah. So Utica, I was in tears, dying laughing at the faces and the, you know, breaking the fourth wall, looking at the camera. And that's hilarious, but you got to have something to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the hardest I've seen RuPaul laugh since the Trixie and Shangela lip sync, which I didn't find to be that funny. But the way he was laughing, I was laughing because RuPaul's laugh is so, like, it's like, it's not even a funny moment, but when he's laughing, like Utica, yes, but sometimes I'm like, this laugh is just taking me out. Like, how is this so funny?
Yeah, it's the ultimate laugh.
Yes. So.
Jappel in the chat, in response to my saying they should get together and talk about it, he says, this ain't RuPaul's get-together race.
I saw that. Get-together race.
But yeah, it's a superstar movie with Molly Shannon. And again, Heidi also, one icon pick said Heidi in Closet did well when she listened to Ru's advice. So I'm just pointing out that she was giving advice and she was saying things and some of it was not listened to. That's all I'm trying to point out. Mm-hmm. I also thought it was funny that I think it's Olivia that pointed out the fact that Kimora padded more boobs to be in her green outfit. I lost laughing so hard. I was like, oh my God, that's so true. Well, that was everything kind of leading up to the runway.
One thing I want to say before we move on, we didn't miss. So I know we had talked about over the last few weeks about Tamisha and Lala Ree, but when they saw each other in the workroom, I was like, "Is this
we got nothing? We got nothing.
Like nothing." There was she literally. Lala Ree said, "I know Tamisha from Atlanta, and she likes
her
to
from
fight."
Atlanta. That's
it said nothing about my mother, and you know, if you go back to Meet the Queens, Tamisha mentioned this in her Meet the Queens. So I was just like, okay, what is going on? Like, can they? I don't know. I'm not really sure what's going on with that, but yeah, I just wanted to mention that.
I was kind of surprised too that it never came out. I thought it was interesting, and I was going to say this when we were reviewing the last couple episodes. They actually were talking about who they lip synced against. So they knew the names of the people that were in the other groups. And we never saw Tamisha say, oh my gosh, my daughter Lala Ree is here, you know, blah, blah, blah. So I thought that was interesting. So I don't know, maybe something is going to come up of it later. I don't know. But yeah, that was weird. I agree 1,000%. Simone and Factory. So the runway was trains for days. We had guest judge Loni Love, who also did Celebrity Drag Race, and I don't think she won.
Yes.
I don't think she won hers. Did she?
No, Tammy Roman, I think, won that one.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I don't remember.
No. What's her name won? Vanessa Williams won.
Yes, Vanessa Williams.
Right.
Yes.
Vanessa Williams won. I remember that because I was like, why didn't Tammy win? But anyway, whatever.
And then Michelle and Ross were there. We haven't seen Carson, so maybe we aren't going to see Carson. Maybe it is a COVID thing.
I think he is going to be there. I think they were. No, someone commented on Michelle's post and said, well, did Carson die? And then she said, no, he didn't. He will be there soon.
Oh, okay.
So I'm thinking that he will come up at some point.
Okay.
And I think that they're also doing like a new like rotator seat.
Yeah.
So Nicole Byer is like a part of that. So they're trying out new people this next season to like do a rotator seat.
I think because of COVID, they kept it to a smaller number of judges that are just going to rotate.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay. I mean, at least they're people that are fun to, that like the show and are, part of it. So I thought they chose well so far.
If it means we get more Loni Love and Nicole Byer, I'm so excited for that because I like them as guest judges.
Yes, we just need more Black judges, period.
We got a comment here in Jaden C said, Tamisha first put her in drag, but Lala came back to it years later.
So
True.
Is he saying that Lala took a break or something? And it seems like there's something going on. Like someone in the comments said something about them beefing, maybe, or there's something. Like there has to be a backstory because it doesn't make sense. And I guess we'll find out. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll find out. I'm sure.
I don't think they know.
So, I guess, do we want to go through everybody individually, or do you want to just give your tops and bottoms of who you think stood out on the runway for Trains for Days?
Let's go through a speed round of everybody. Let's do that.
And Tez, you got pictures to throw up?
I don't have the pictures to throw up.
Oh, okay. That's okay. I'll go through the list of the order in which they came out. Denali was first out. I loved it. It was one of my favorites.
I didn't love
Jackie?
it.
Oh, same. I loved it. I thought it was super fun. And I love that she tied it into, she says it was a Quetzalcoatl bird. I don't remember what, like it was some sort of Mexican bird. So I thought it was like a unique thing. So I thought that was cool.
Let me see. Wait.
Jayla?
I did not think of anything of this look. It was gorgeously sculpted. Hate the hair and makeup for this runway. I was happy that Denali did not do black brows, so that was something new. She tends to do the brows really dark, and the makeup tends to get muddy. I love the details in the cockatoo eyes. Everything else. Okay.
Tez?
Yeah, I didn't really like it. I'm sorry, I didn't hate it. It was colorful, and she threw shade about the chicken feathers. Okay, now you have on these, more expensive feathers. But go ahead, Denali.
Yeah, it's another one of those instances where it's like you followed the thing, you just wore the costume. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't say Denali, it just says Denali spent some money on some nice ostrich feathers.
I'll give you that.
You know what I mean? And that's all it was.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, compared to though, like when I was looking at everybody's and I had to like pick my top, I mean, I liked hers more than most of the other ones. I thought the other ones really kind of dropped the ball, in my opinion. But next up was Olivia Lux. Was kind of that pompadour. She had the brocade jacket and stuff. I thought it looked nice. I thought it was a little. I thought there was too. I know. I love simple, so it was a little too much. The hair and then the gold eyebrows and the makeup and the outfit and the thing was a bit much, but I liked it. Go ahead, Jayla, because you loved it.
I thought it was an absolute take on everything. You can't have the word Lux in your name and not give all of the Lux, honey. Olivia Lux is growing on me. Like she was one of the fan favorites out the door, and it took me a minute to kind of warm up to her. But now, she knows her angles, she knows her light, she knows how this is ran, and she's absorbing it. So it's starting to show in her drag as she's moving along in the competition. So, muy bien for this runway.
Tez, what'd you think of Olivia?
I liked it, kinda. It was okay. Like,
Uh,
Yeah, that's how I would.
I'll say this. There was only one runway that really impressed me this entire of all these people, of all these individuals, all the queens. There was only one, and I'll let you know when we get to her. So for everyone, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
I thought the opposite. There's like only a handful that I didn't like.
Oh, really?
There's
Well,
one that I did not like, and there's one that I loved. So yes.
Okay, well let's keep going because I'm excited to know about these looks.
Oh, I just want to say sorry. I loved Olivia's look. It was giving me like sexy French Revolution. I thought it was very
Right.
did you say this, Jayla? It's like Lux is in her name, so I was feeling like a Marie
Yes.
Antoinette kind of vibe. I thought it was perfect for her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I didn't hate it. I just didn't. It was a little much for me. Elliot with 2 T's. I loved it. I loved the hair. I loved the look. I would wear it up and down the street 20 times a day. Tez, you're agreeing?
Wait, I like the glam of it. You know, the outfit itself. It was nice. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. I'll tell you, I'm not the biggest fan of just a bodysuit or something like that. I like to see more. So typically when I see that, I'm always like, okay. And so with this, it was to me. I don't know how they gave Rose a little hell and didn't give her the same hell because in my eyes they were essentially about the same. But yeah, it was okay.
Jack.
Now I was told that this look can be found. I don't know this because I don't be doing the research and pulling the girls' tags and stuff. But they said it was a Shanty Alley bodysuit with some tulle. That's what they say. That's what the kids say. I don't know. I don't pull tags, but I absolutely love the design. It gives me season 10, I think, was when RuPaul had the black and white ensemble like that.
Oh yeah.
It gives me very that. What is it? The tool train was in pieces. I think it should have been just like one panel, but you know. And I did not like the hair. The hair was very First Ladies of Gospel, Clark Sisters. I did not like the hair. The hair should have been something maybe a lot. If you're gonna have all of this extravagant like details in the outfit, I would have just kind of like minimalized the hair. But with both of them, it just looks very like mannequin head on a nice body. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Jackie, what'd you think?
I loved it. I just loved it. I love a good nude illusion. I loved it. That's all I have to say.
Kimora Hall, pretty, but I'll leave it at that.
Now this look, let me go ahead and say this because I'm gonna get mine out the way.
Oh, where's my shade?
Absolutely loved this look. Like it was so beautiful. It was so gorgeous, and the details were amazing. And fun fact, Denali and Kimora both had the same designer.
Oh.
So it's great that they had the 2 different takes on what that meant to them. And that's all I have to say.
Jackie?
I love this. I think it was probably my favorite. I just thought like there are some looks where, you know, we're 13 seasons in and I've been doing this show since season 4. So the looks start to all like jumble together and there's like a handful that can stand out like that throughout the years. And I know this is one of those that I'm just going to like remember forever. It was just stunning.
Tez? Well, this was actually my favorite look. And I think it was definitely like finale material. I thought it was a great way to bring in, you know, a combination of a culture and to show what she can do. It made me excited to see more of her runways, even though I was pretty sure she was going to go home because, I mean, she was a treat. It's probably worse than broccoli. So at this point, let's no longer be, you know, fruits and vegetables and trees. But anyway, like I said, my favorite, it was my favorite. Like, I loved it. And I was just like, oh, this is so pretty. Like, just the train and the detail, like, it was definitely the best of the night. from the worst of the night. So it was she had a good balance there.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Next up is Simone.
Another one where we talk about culture. That was the word of the night, embracing culture. So I'm glad that Loni pointed that out for both Kimora and Simone. Now let me tell you, honey, any bitch that can walk down the runway in a do-rag, honey, and slay is like groundbreaking. Now let me say, all those people who don't know their fashion, Simone is not the first person to do it. Okay,
Hello.
I know a lot of people on Twitter were giving her innovative, like, yeah, she's the icon, she starts it all.
Hello.
No, love. That was definitely an inspiration. It was definitely done by the queen first, Brianna. So, and then it was passed down to other people. But like, I feel like this was what could have been in a collection with her promo look. Like the same colors, it was the same, like embracing her culture, the Black excellence of it all. And okay, and I'm gonna turn it to the chat because Chucky Chuck said no shade, but is that really a train?
I'm seeing that too, Chucky. So I'll come in.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna pass it over. Let's go ahead
It's
and
definitely a train, Chucky. I think that you can be literal with a train, and then you can have some fun with it. And I think a train is just something, my opinion, that is dragging the floor, that's trailing behind you. And I feel like what she gave was that. I liked it. I did have a little side eye when Loni said, "Oh my God, this is Rihanna has done that." And I've even seen like rappers like Roddy Ricch. I've seen people do that a lot. And so it was definitely inspired. My only issue with the whole look was she just kind of looked like, just a guy. I wish she would have done something with her hair or makeup. Like, I feel like that part was let go. She didn't really there was no drag in it with me. Like, she had something on her, like, small piece of hair. But I wish that she looked very, I would say, masculine, I feel. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I would have liked if she would have gave a little bit more in the glam to elevate the look more. Because she just looked like herself outside of drag in that outfit, in my opinion. But it was definitely a moment for her, and I loved it.
Jackie?
Yeah, absolutely.
I loved it. I thought she came there knowing that she would be doing something different than the other girls and doing something that was personal to her. So I love it when a queen can say, this is my style, and when a queen can say, I'm bringing you something unique. And I would have never have, that would have never have occurred to me to do a do-rag as a train. And I love that I was surprised by it. So I thought that was so cool that she did that.
Now,
and I thought she looked gorgeous. I always think she looks gorgeous, though, because she has like these super long, beautiful legs that I'm just so envious of.
Yeah, and I want to make a statement. Here's what I don't want to see moving forward from these runways. I don't want to see any other queen that does not look like Simone wearing do-rag trains, period.
What do you mean? In future seasons?
No, just in future seasons, at the bar, and on the runway. I don't want to see anyone that does not look like Simone wear a do-rag train.
Oh.
I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
I'll just leave it at that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to say something that I said for the first episode about Simone. I agree with you, Tez. I think, and I keep thinking this every time she comes out, I just feel like she needs to be wearing more makeup. It's, again, the thing with me, these young, skinny queens get away with so much more than if somebody like, the size of Delta or Eureka or me even, if I came out in just a pantsuit and that to me looked off the rack. I mean, it maybe have been made, but to give it a pass because of her, she's tiny and she's skinny and she's young. She doesn't have to worry about her makeup. She doesn't have to wear a wig. I just feel like we keep giving those kinds of things passes, and that bothers me. I liked it. I didn't dislike it, but I just feel like, again, they always say, the queens that come with all these fancy stuff, they go, well, if I would wear just something off the rack, I'd get ripped to pieces. Well, okay, but I think that this should also be getting ripped to pieces because it isn't, my opinion. Next up is La La Ree. Tez, you want to go first?
I liked it. It was, I don't know, I like the whole look. I wish that it had more than just the same pattern because it kind of got lost. It was just too much of the same pattern. But I did like what she was going with. I love the, give me, Sahara Desert Queen. I don't know, but I liked all of that. I just wish the pattern was different. I think that would have maybe elevated it more too. But I think it was received. I think RuPaul kind of went up for it too, I believe, on the runway. So I liked it. Yeah, She says in
Untucked that they loved it. I wish she would have wore a wig. I wish it was the outfit with hair and just a pretty face. I think I would have liked it more. Jackie, go ahead.
Maybe a pony, a high pony coming out of the mask. I don't know, something. I don't know.
Something.
Yeah.
Did something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm actually not a fan of those high ponies because I feel like everybody's doing them now, so it's like it's too many of them at once. And I like your hat.
You don't like my high pony?
Everybody seems to be doing this. I'm like over it.
No.
But I loved that it was a bodysuit. I love that it had a mask. And I actually disagree with Tez. I love that it was like a snake skin. I think she knows what colors and patterns look really good on her, and she used that to advantage. And so, kudos to her for always doing that.
Jayla, anything to add?
Oh, I'm agreeing with Jackie B on this one, love. When I seen La La Ree come around the corner, I immediately said, oh, she's not going to be here for 4 episodes. I'll give her 2 more. So I think she's going to be,
I'll give her 2 more.
Oh, honey, after that look, she redeemed it. So I think that, La La Ree is giving, she knows how to walk. She knows how to give her form. So instead, I am elevating my drag as I'm going. You know what I mean? Do I think La La Ree would have wore this at the bar? Absolutely not. Is this something that her is going to elevate after the show? Let me start now. And I think that is what's showing in her runway. I absolutely love the pattern. I love the whole the eyes do the talking thing. Great job for her.
Utica did a little play off of Carol Burnett's
her Gone with the Wind look from her show.
The Kirkwood curtain rod, which I guess she made in the workroom, which kind of surprised me. What did you guys think of that? Jayla, you want to go first?
Yes. Now Utica is that is my girl, and I love the underdog weirdo queen. You know what I mean? So, just seeing this and then seeing it close and having the details and all that stuff. People can say what they want to say about it, but the details in the whole thing takes craft, takes artmanship. Now I don't think that she made the entire thing from scratch in the workroom because we already know we ain't got time for that. I didn't see nobody with no sewing machine there at all. So I'm thinking that she had it in pieces and then put it together while they were there. Just for the sake of shipping it and all those things. Now, because if that was the case, we would have seen her what are you making? Oh, just my costume for tonight. That would have been a whole lot in itself. But we didn't see that, so I won't believe it. I don't believe it.
Jackie, did you believe it?
Oh, I love. I'm a Carol Burnett fan, longtime Carol Burnett fan. So I knew what it was when she came out. I absolutely loved it. I tend to like these really campy nods to old campy things. So I appreciated that this was a campy nod to an old campy thing. So that'll probably get me every time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Tez?
I liked it. I like the concept. As far as her making it in the workroom or not, like I said, if she said it, I guess she said she made it. So who am I to say she didn't?
Yeah, right.
Who am I to say she didn't?
Rosé was next. Jackie, I know you love rosé. So.
I do, and this was actually one of my no. I do not think tulle goes well with an 80s pantsuit, and it's like, I know she loves tulle, but I don't know, like, you have to use tulle really well for me to like be a fan of it. I think it's just too easy and you look like a loofah. So it seemed lazy to me. The whole thing seemed lazy. So even though I love rosé, this was a hard pass.
Jackie.
I'm gonna have to say this is a hard pass too. I was explaining to my friend when we were watching this, is like, I would have never wore this on the runway. Not because it's ugly, it's because it just doesn't read well on camera. For the sake of like a Meet the Queens or a press week, I would have definitely wore this in a heartbeat. You know, when they do a little build series online, I would have showed up in that in New York. Wouldn't have worn it on the runway. Wouldn't have let the judges see me in this. And I don't know, like you said, like, because tulle can come across really cheap if you don't do it well. And this was something that could have been just like a grab and go promo dress or something like that. Would I would have wore it to compete? Absolutely not. But I'm happy to see her in a new color.
Right, exactly. Tez?
You know what? That just got in my mind. Definitely, I'm glad she had a new color. Maybe that's why I appreciated it, because I just knew it was going to be some type of like pink, mauve, rosé color, whatever. But it wasn't. So I was like, okay. But I didn't love it. It was like, that's something I could have made like with a hot glue gun. And so with that, I just feel like it was only okay. I was surprised that they didn't. Well, they did. They did rip into her a little bit. They did kind of tell like, this is, not it. So rosé, I just feel like thus far her runways, I haven't liked them. I'm trying to figure out like what like, not her drag, but where is the fashion sense or something? She doesn't have to be a fashion queen, but what's the thought behind her looks? I don't quite understand many of them at this moment.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I feel the same way about her that I did about Jan. Whatever.
Don't you come for my Jan. Don't you come for Jan.
But Jan, being that that's her, like her sister or girl group friend or whatever, Jan, she was always spot on. She just was too literal. And rosé is not literal. I don't know where she's going. I can't understand any of her concepts thus far. So, I mean, it's early, but starting with just a train runway, I just want to know. I'm not excited to see anything else she has in her suitcase.
Yeah.
Oof.
Next up is Got was one of my least. I really couldn't even remember it when I was going through. But Tez, you have something to say? I
do. This look was like, I hated it completely. I did not like it at all. Like at all. The same hell that they gave to Candy, I would have gave to her, because this look was just, I was not feeling it. I was like, and she walked out so sachet with it. To me, she's a very awkward, like, she has an awkward feel to her too. Like, they talk about Utica, but I feel like Gottmik fits in that category too, and it shows in her runway. Like, even when she models her garments, it just comes off as a little quirky, but it didn't help this week because the look was just off to me. I didn't see Train. I just saw...
You broke Jayla.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jayla, come back.
You broke Jayla.
I just saw like there was no effort, and I saw that there was just a lot of fabric on different parts of her body. I didn't understand any of it. So to me, it was definitely the worst look of the entire week. Probably the worst look of the entire season right now, thus far. I didn't like it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Jayla?
It's down. Here we go, honey. All right. I liked her. Oh, okay. Let me start from the beginning. This was not her original outfit.
Okay.
Her original outfit was her being a conductor. It was on her Instagram. And she had like a conductor's vest and it was like really cute. And it was literally trains. I think that the producers took the I out of trains and said, go be trans. And they gave her the pink and blue fabrics once again and let her go be trans. And it was trans fabrics with AV jewels, and I didn't get it because it was just fabrics just wrapped around. And I would like to see conductor. I want to see the conductor. I don't know why we keep like having this be the storyline, guys. Like, I want to see Gottmik be the queen that Gottmik deserves to be, and we have to stop making this thing so like about. Oh God, I don't know. Had it would have been like yellow fabric with the AB, that would look rich. You know what I mean? But it just had to be the pink and blue, and I'm just like, I get it. I'm sorry. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
I think also, like, when you know that, it's like, for them, the story was having, even though I love Tina Burner's look, I wanted, that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see some sort of like literal interpretation of trains where someone was a conductor. But for them,
I still would have worn it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like she still should have wore it, because it's like for them, they're like, okay, well, Tina Burner is one of the campy queens, so she gets to wear the campy thing, and that it's not fair. It's just not fair, even though I thought Gottmik still looked gorgeous. I mean, she always, her painting is perfect to me.
Always.
Yeah.
So I thought she looked gorgeous, even knowing that wasn't her original look.
Well, next up was Tina Burner, who was in the conductor thing. I didn't get conductor until she said conductor, personally. I didn't love it. I thought it was, but Jackie.
Oh, I mean, the only thing I'll say is that's what I wanted to see. I wanted at least one person to be like a conductor, to do like a reference to, a wordplay where it's like you have a train behind you, but you're also like referencing a like toot toot train.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what would have been your train? What would you have been?
Me?
Yes. What would have been your train?
I don't know. I always do that. I'm always like, oh, what would I do? Well, it was funny because when I heard the name of the challenge, I immediately, when I heard train, I thought it meant like the locomotive. And I was like, what does this have to do with train? And then I went, oh, like a train on the thing. So it took me a minute to get it. I don't know. This would have been a hard one, I think, for me, because I thought about it. I was like, I don't know what I would do. I would have to, my thought was that it would just have to be something ridiculously long.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It would just have to be like Princess Diana, like I'm on the runway and it's still backstage.
Yes. And that's honestly,
you should just wear Princess Diana's dress. That's it. That's what you should wear.
Everyone executed that, most of them, well, but I think that you still have to. Where it gets tricky is that you have to have some kind of concept that's going to make you stand out, because anyone could just wear a dress with a train, but it has to have some type of like concept, And I think that's what most of them tried to do. I don't really know, but that's the only thing for me. If I was on a train, I don't know what I would do, but like you said, it would have to be ridiculously long. Like, I would try to be safe and just do like a nice pageant gown so I can at least be to the next episode.
I know what I would have done. So what I would have done is, instead of me being the train, I would have been the tracks itself. So I would have had like this boning that comes all the way up and it breaks off at the ends because I'm off the rails, honey. And then it's going to be like a train wreck, honey. So it was going to have all the bones and the boobs be pushed up really nicely, honey. And it would have been a train wreck, okay?
I love that.
Yes.
Speaking of,
somebody else just said it in the chat. Lorraine's look would have been off the rails. So yes, they get the so they get it.
Well, speaking of train wrecks, Joey J is next.
Yeah. Oh, Joey. I like that.
I don't remember what Joey wore.
I'm going to go get my charger while you guys discuss Joey J.
I just feel like that Tyra Banks meme where I'm like, I was rooting for you. Like, this is how I feel every time Joey comes out, and then her look is just like not something I want it to be. I told you guys I'm tired of the hair with the ponytail. When I wanted her to have hair, but not that way.
I'm trying to remember.
So she had
You
a
don't
trench coat.
remember.
Can you see? This is her look.
Okay, let's see. It's a little blurry.
Sorry, is it better?
Yeah, pull back.
Oh, yeah.
Pull it back, put it next to your face, Tez.
Yeah,
There you
put
go.
it next to your face.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And there
that
was like a
also
random
in
ball on her train, and I wrote, I'm confused. What is the ball? I don't get it.
It was a tongue.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
it's
right.
not,
Okay. I did like that. That was very Monique Hart. You know, she does the eyes, the cartoon eyes with the tongue. Like, that was really cute. And the girls are living in the chat. They said she didn't wear a wig. So I don't know.
Somebody in there says too, and I thought this too. I thought the outfit made her look so much bigger than she is.
Oh yeah.
You know, and never a good thing. Take it from me.
She's an example. I feel like she took the runway and then went like too far. This challenge really should have been so easily executed. It's really just a train. You know, some of them went too far with a concept when they could have just kind of reeled it back in and just delivered a nice looking runway, you know? And so with her, like, she has a trench coat on with a train. Like, what type of, like, where in the world does that make sense? A trench coat, train, high pony, I don't know, none of that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it just was too much this and that.
Yeah.
Also, not my favorite Candy Muse.
I appreciate that she is a little more daring. I love that she is, you know, a bigger girl, and she does like to, you know, be confident in her looks. I think she does go a little, not too far, but I get it. I get what she does. She's definitely body positivity. Like, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. But I wasn't a fan of it. I didn't hate
She
it.
also said this isn't her original idea also. This was a last minute change as well.
Why did she do that, though? She? I don't remember her saying.
She didn't say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't really a train. It kind of just touched the ground. It didn't really drag the ground. Just touched it.
Yeah.
I agree with Tez. I mean, I thought she looked beautiful, but that was my issue with the outfit. It's like, you got to follow the challenge, and it didn't seem like a train to me.
Yeah.
The wig was a little janky to me too, but whatever. They love her. They love her. And then Tamisha Iman, which again, I love the color. Oh, I love the color. I didn't necessarily love it, but I thought she looked beautiful. She always does.
Oh Lord, please forgive me. I forgot what she wore to.
It was hot pink with like a little flower, hot pink flower here with a stone.
Oh, now her train compared to everybody else's train and compared to, like, you know, seeing trains before, hers look a little like, you know, like what are those things called you put in the dryer to make your clothes smell good? Like dryer sheet. It was very dryer sheet. It wasn't train. It was very meek. It was very meek and weak. I didn't like it. It wasn't full. You know what I mean? Because that type of fabric has no lining in it. So it's just like, if you see, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. And it comes across and you put that with like little feathers. It was giving me very like, you know, Chi-Chi heels, very like, I don't know. It was very drier fabric, drier sheets. But David in the comments there, her train hardly left the station. So
I'm reading that. Someone said, not a train, follow behind.
I like these train jokes. Someone wrote train wreck. Oh my goodness, you guys.
Oh my
God. Channel with the puns.
So definitely, her train was one of the you know, the local transportations. You know what I mean? She wasn't the Greyhound and she wasn't the Amtrak. She was like, you know, the Metro train.
Well, that was the runway, and then we got to see the actual performances, the 3 Hallmark movies. I mean, you guys, we can go around and talk, like, if there was one that you liked more than others, who, you know, that kind of thing. But I also wanted to point out that I guess Drag Race is never going to let us get away from Jeffrey Boyer Chapman, because there was a surprise appearance by Jeffrey Boyer Chapman in all of the movies. Thoughts on the performances themselves, that when they were all said and done, anything that stood out that you thought was like one should have gotten more attention than others, or anything like that?
Well, I'll save you some time. Groups 2 and 3.
I only have to say one
I
thing.
thought
I
thought Simone's. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
I thought Simone's team was the best one because I thought Simone was the best. I mean, she was the one who made me laugh the most with her little factory thing. I just thought she had a fully realized character and she was hilarious. So I liked that team the best because I thought she was funny, and I thought Rosé was funny in that one too. And we talked about how
Nomi.
Yes, as Nomi, and how we wished Utica though would have done something like Rue suggested. I just sort of wish that had been bulked up a little bit. But I thought Team 3 had a lot of decent performances, but it wasn't bad, but it wasn't my favorite. And one I just didn't like at all.
Well,
and you know what, Jackie? That is okay. It is okay not to like it. You know that.
Normally I don't say that, but I just didn't like it.
Tez, go ahead.
I was rooting for us. That to me, like, I was dying because I literally started doing it myself and I got it right, but she could not get it right. I was rooting for us. It was just like, no, I was rooting for us. And so I thought that was hilarious. I think as far as the groups, everyone did pretty well, minus her and Lala Ree. Lala Ree, I like her, but she's going to have to shake into a character or she's not going to make it. Like, I know that Jayla gave her 2 more episodes, but I'm taking 2 more back because based off of this challenge here, I'm sorry, Jayla, I know this challenge here, it's going to be difficult. It's like she was very dry. And her personality is too big. And you're on RuPaul's Drag Race season 13 to be so dry in a challenge like this. Like, you're not going to make it. And so, yeah, that's as far as everyone else did well. I thought that Simone was a natural. I thought she did well, too. I did feel like, it was kind of very Simone, like, whatever she does. But that's just her. That's just her, and hopefully we'll see.
But I think that's going to get old really quick if it doesn't switch up.
I agree. Like, they said she embraced herself, but we're seeing it, so we know who she is. But she has to break into a different character. And everyone else did good. Like, I thought everybody did well, collectively. It wasn't a bad challenge. No one did bad except for those 2 individuals. And I don't remember Denali's performance, honestly, but she was in the bottom 2, obviously, so yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's, we do this, and we all worked at Afterbuzz and stuff. So there's a difference between coming in, being yourself, having a personality, and shining. I think Lala Ree on this panel, amazing. Yeah. Like, her confessions, everything. Yeah. Having a script, getting direction, having to kind of transpose into somebody else is hard work. It's draining, and it's like, so it's a different beast altogether, they should all be, anybody who wants to win Drag Race needs to take some acting classes and improv classes, and I've said that a million times, because even improv versus scripted, script breakdown and all that stuff, like, it's a whole.
But just just have fun with it. I feel like just be over the top. I feel like she wasn't even connecting on that level. Even if you don't know the words or the script, just make them laugh. Do something. Tamisha, I feel like she was in hot water too, but that little line there, hoo hoo hoo, like, she just kind of eventually got it. And from Lala Ree with the acting, there was like nothing coming from even just her character. She was very nervous, probably, I'm assuming.
Yeah. One of my classes, the thing that they used to always say, my acting class, was dare to suck. Mm-hmm. And that's what I feel like they need to do. They need to go out and they just need to I'm probably going to be bad, but I'm going to go over the top, do too much, and have them bring it back in, you know? So you got to kind of... just a reminder, since we get to read the queens every week and get to judge everybody on the runway, we would like you to take a moment to be sure to go and rate us on iTunes when you have a moment. Give us our 5 stars, write a review, you'll be fan of the week. Even if you write a bad review, I think we do fan of the week.
No, if you write a bad review,
as long as you give us 5 stars and a bad review, I will read it.
Yeah, give us 5 stars and a bad review.
Maybe.
Fan of the week. If you give
I
us
will
1
find
star,
you
no.
on my other account that's no one knows, and I will get you.
All right, guys. So the top 3 were Candy, Simone, and Rose. Mm-hmm. I thought personally, I felt like Tamisha got a little bit of a raw deal because I thought when she was pushed and given notes, she really stepped it up, and I literally laughed out at her thing. It was one of the only times I laughed out loud during watching them. And then the bottoms were Lala Ree, Kimora Hall, and Denali. One thing I wanted to point out, this actually happened in the Untucked, but since we're talking about top and bottom right now, Candy pointed out that she felt like Elliott should have been in the bottom 3. Do you guys think Elliott should have been in the bottom 3?
I don't think she was bottom 3 bad. I saw some debates in the comments, the comment section about like 5 minutes ago when we were talking about it. I didn't think she was bottom 3 bad. I think the bottom 3 was rightfully chosen based off of what we saw. Now, if there was a bottom 4, then sure, drag Elliott in there, but no.
Yeah. And then Simone got her, in the 4th episode, her 2nd win of the season. I guess 3 wins of 4 episodes. She wasn't in 1 episode, but every episode she's been on, she's gotten a win. Mm-hmm. Again, I think we're seeing the producers are showing their hand a little bit too blatantly now. But I mean, it's not like she's horrible. So yeah, I guess I don't, I guess if it was, somebody else, I might have an issue.
Alaska. Whew.
Hey, are you okay over there?
You can't be coughing right now. It's Corona going on around.
Oh.
No, not you. I'm just thinking
shit. The lip sync song was 100% Pure Love by Crystal Waters. It was between Kimora and Denali.
Which is like the ultimate drag song.
Yes.
Okay. Like, that is the song. When you hear that song, you better grab your drink and sit down because you know it's going to be a show. Now, however, this right here, I want my money back. Period. Like, Crystal Waters, I'm so sorry that these lazy bitches embarrassed you. Like, I cannot believe that this lip sync turned out the way it was. I am disgusted. There was a moment when the producers or whoever the light people was gave them a moment. The lights went out and they gave them a spotlight, and all they did was walk to the back of the stage and look at each other. That was your moment to say, let them know I'm a lip sync assassin. They gave it to you for a whole 8 count and nobody did anything. I was disgusted.
Tez?
That's my Mark's rant. That's my Mark's rant of the week.
Well, I don't think it was a good lip sync collectively, but I thought Denali did a really good job. She could have. So I can't go based off everyone's expectations, but she put on a show. I mean, look at what she was up against. I feel like if Kimora would have gave more, maybe she would have gave more, but she was doing a good job for the bare minimum. It was definitely Let's Go Charlie. And I don't even think Kimora could have did better when she had a better dress or not. I think she just would have never been able to, do as well as Denali. But I thought that Denali did a pretty good job for the lip sync. Now, yes, walking to the back of the stage, I'll say, if you're gonna walk to the back of the stage, you have to come back to the front giving everything, and they did not. But I thought that it was a good lip sync, and even from the comments, people think Denali did great. It was really just a showcase, because honestly,
we're gonna do I just posted a video of like the retired drag moves that you have to retire, and they were all a part of that. I love the little chicken dance, the little backwards chicken dance we all do. Like, okay, got it. She turned it. Okay, but didn't we see somebody else do that in the last season? And didn't the girls in Canada do it? And didn't we see it in this one? I don't know. Crystal Waters, I'm so sorry. Girl, get your royalty check and leave. Exit the building and never bring that song back, because they embarrassed Crystal Waters. I'm sorry. Like, I cannot believe it. And you know, I love drag, and I love when a girl can get down. And just because the song didn't call for that particularly, it didn't call for you to be like, you know, flipping around and flapping around in your feathers.
Right.
But I mean, that's why Loni was laughing at them. Did you catch that? I mean, like, it was just funny to see just all of it just go awry. And let's move on. I just can't.
Okay, let me say one thing. For example, if Nina Bonina had that song, then I feel like it would probably do it justice to where you want it. But based off of the material that was there, I mean, we don't get to choose who gets to lip sync. And it just happened to fall on I'd rather it had been Denali and Kimora versus Kimora and Jesus. I don't know, Charlie Hyde, something like that. So I'm just grateful that we at least got some kind of moment from the song. That's all. But I'll be quiet now. Put my mic over here. Mic drop.
Well, y'all told me, honey. If you disagree with me, that is okay. Let me know. Like, I don't know. Like, oh my goodness, because the people are just like they are here for it.
Jackie?
I agree with Tez pretty much 100%. Like, I thought Denali did what she had to do, but Kimora was just, it was painful. It was like watching a mannequin. And I don't know if that was the dress. I don't know if she was intimidated. I don't know if that just wasn't her song or something. I don't know if she would have done better with a different song. I don't know. But I do agree with Tez, or maybe, you know, I don't even know. I'm sorry. There's some people in the chat that were saying, like, maybe if Kimora had picked up the pace, maybe Denali might have picked up the pace. So I think that.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that can be taken into consideration as well. But I thought, you know, Denali obviously won, and I had a fun time watching her. But would it go down in history as one of my favorite lip syncs of all time? No.
Yeah, no.
Well, I will say this. I mean, it wasn't.
Well, all right, let me say one more thing. Crystal Waters, I am so sorry that they just turned this song out, girl. This is such an iconic song. This is one of the ones that, like, all of the queens back home, like all of the queens who were like got a chance to perform this song, knows what it means. Like, when the house scene was around, when the ball scene was, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, oh God, I don't know.
I was rooting for us.
Crystal. Yeah, I was rooting for us.
I was rooting for us.
I mean, Ru didn't mince any words. There was no dramatic pause. There was no, like, it was literally like, Denali, that was 100% pure fun. You're staying. Bye, Kimora. Like,
yeah.
That might have been the fastest elimination in Drag Race history. Like, there was no question who was going. Whether you thought it was enough or not, there was no question it was going. But a little fun fact, that CD, the Crystal Waters CD, I'm dating myself, but that was the very first CD I bought when I bought a boombox. Mm-hmm. That was one of that and TLC Crazy Sexy Cool. Those were the two CDs that I went out and bought.
Right. So that goes to show you how iconic that is, because you have it in the same mix as TLC, and then you get this, and the the lighting people turned the lights down for them to give a moment. It was nothing but a spotlight. The studio was black and they gave them a spotlight and all they did was trip over each other, look at each other, and walk to the back of the stage. How dare you? How dare you?
Everyone is walking to the back of the stage this season.
The lights back on up.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Everyone is going to the back of the, like, it used to be a once in a thing, but now everyone is walking to the back of the stage. And since the beginning of the season, when they come back to the front, there's not much happening. It's like, girl, just stay up here. Why go back there? Like, leave them alone back there. Yeah. It must be a new trend. Maybe they say work the whole stage. I don't know, but it's getting very repetitive, honestly.
Yeah, agreed. Well, that was it. There was a mirror moment where Simone discusses her first time in drag, which was her prom in Arkansas, which sounded like, for being Arkansas, I think we have a image in our head of what we think going to drag in Arkansas would be like. It sounded like it wasn't horrible for her and that her principal and everybody was cool with it. So that was optimistic for me to hear. I like to hear that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
I like to hear her description of how she felt like herself when she did that. Yeah. Because it just shows that, like, once you are able to be in a position where you express yourself, it means a lot, you know?
Yeah. The only other thing I had written down is kind of like an odds and ends type thing, and only because it became an ordeal last time. I'm wondering if the Candy, Tina Burner, got Mick friendship.
Relaskatox and the Mean Girls.
We got a lot of a Relaskatox vibe from that. Did that worry anybody? Did that stand out to you? Are you concerned by any means?
No.
I mean, I got. Sorry.
I just feel like they were friendly because we rode on the bus together onto set here. We all sat next to each other. That's the only reason why we're talking right now. We all rode this, we took the same shuttle to set. That's it. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think too much into it.
I mean, Tina and Mick really did her helped her with her runway look and stuff, whatever there was that moment. So that's the only reason why I'm wondering if it's going to be this. I don't know. That was just thought it was interesting. If there was something we left out, now's your chance to ask us. So throw a question in the chat room. We'll get to it in a minute. We're going to do some fun stuff around here. We're going to do Quote of the Week and Fan of the Week. My Quote of the Week, hands down, she can't leave the show. Tamisha Iman. She gets it for, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Wait, okay, so your Quote of the Week. Did you see how in the workroom she asked her, this is her favorite Cher? And she's like, name a Cher song. And she can name a Cher song. I was just like...
And she told her, you can't say believe. Just died.
Yes, and Ru was like, oh, she doesn't know Cher song. She was laughing. I was like, oh, Tamisha.
I thought it was funny. Jackie, do you have a Fan of the Week?
Yes, I have 3 actually. So first one is Foxy TV, who said Lorayne is doing a great job in the host seat.
Yay!
Eric M, who said thank you for continuing to give us the ESPN of TV. That's a reference to AfterBuzz. And then Samantha Minter, who says this is one of my all-time favorite reviews of my 3 years of watching this show. Thanks to the mic drop worthy truth bombs from Jayla and Lorayne. So, thank you guys for watching. If you comment on, I'm going to try and read Fan of the Week from iTunes, so please comment on iTunes. This week's Fans of the Week were from YouTube, but if you comment on iTunes or YouTube, you could become Fan of the Week.
Jackie, there's a question here. I don't know what it means. Maybe you will. It says, Jackie, what did you think of the face-to-face that started the show?
The beginning.
I don't remember that.
The what?
Yeah, I don't remember
the beginning scene when we were talking about when they first saw the queens coming into the workroom. We talked about it earlier. I think Jackie was.
Oh, and then Elliot.
Yeah.
When they come into the workroom.
Yeah.
And then Elliot hid.
No.
No.
I think they mean when at the ending of the other episode when they come in and the other queens are standing there like all pissy faced, and they come into the room, right? That's the face to face.
Yeah,
I think so. Chuck, you got to let me know, because I thought it like this was predictable as to how they were gonna react to each other. But then, what's funny is like I feel like the producers, this is a little bit of dick in the suit for you, is like the producers want you to think that they're all gonna be like, we're the Sharks and the Jets, and we're like, fighting against each other or whatever. But then after like, I don't know, like 10 minutes of talking, they're all like kikiing with each other and, oh girl, I remember you from this or whatever. So and talking about how they, they even had recognized some of the pork chop queens. So I think that, a little bit of it was like dick in the soup staging. And then it turned out that they, really actually like each other, which I like. I like it when people like each other.
Yeah. There's another question from Mariana D. Says, do you think that the queens are really aware of the cameras and that they are playing the, quote, playing the game better than other seasons' casts? I mean, I know they're aware. They're definitely aware of the cameras. It's hard because, like I said, this is the first season I don't know anybody at all. Like, I may have heard, I've heard Candy Muse's name, but that's about it. It's hard because I don't know them, so I can't tell if they're playing like Laganja did, where I was like, I don't know who this is. I mean, is it the most entertaining season? No. You guys, anything?
I do think that I do think that there is a little bit of, and this happens every season as the queens become more and more aware of like how to build a fan base. You've seen some of the past queens who have been quote unquote a mean girl or a fighting girl, get called out on the show. So I think that they're all trying really hard to like come to understand each other. And if they have disagreements, they're trying to make it a respectful disagreement. Whereas, because I mean, I actually just think back to season 4. Oh my gosh, I can't even remember her name. The one in the top 3, the guy's real name is Jeremy Carey.
Fifi.
It's like Fifi was mean, and then everybody was like mad at Fifi and like hated Fifi in real life. And I think that, it doesn't help anymore playing that up to a camera for fame, because then people come for you in real life. So it's best to realize you're going to be working with these people.
I did notice that every time Candy Muse says something this past episode, she'll say and then look in the camera. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
No, they're definitely very what's going on. I think that's a big thing now, is they're just all worried about their reputations when they get off of the show, and that they don't, there's people like Candy that are kind of like, I don't care. Yeah. There's one or two here, but I think everybody's just so paranoid about it that, whatever. Some news and gossip. Just a reminder to watch Drag Race UK, which is happening simultaneously to this.
And it's really good.
It's on. If you're watching in the UK, watch it there on BBC. I think it's BBC 3. And then if you're here, WoW Presents Plus, you can get it. So make sure you're watching, supporting. Still team Lawrence Chaney. I love Lawrence Chaney. Heidi did post her L'Oreal commercial, so if you missed it, go check it out. It's on her Instagram. I just saw this today. I just saw her post, so I don't know details. But Stacey Lane Matthews posted that she is retiring from drag after 20 years. So she said that the pandemic has made her really reevaluate and figure things out. So I'm sure there will be more to come. But she said that. There was also a new sexual assault accusation made to Soju.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Are you saying that Soju cannot sexually assault anyone? That she's incapable?
Wait, I'm confused. Wait, what's happening? What's happening right now?
Somebody's saying that she took advantage of them, got them drunk, and took advantage of them when they were drinking. Kind of similar to Sherry Pie type situation. But this person knew about it a long time ago, and I guess has been blackmailing her for money. And I did read the whole thing. It'll be interesting to see what happens of it. Sending love to Soju, and whether who. I don't know, what's true and what's not. I just know what I read in the article, but I just want to put it out there because it was going. If you want to know more, look for the article because it's out there. I read it myself. Jayla, do you have any Bethany Cosmetics things you want?
Oh my goodness, I am shook, honey. Okay, well I don't, but I do want to be the first one to share this. It's like I have just gotten nominated for a 2021 Queerty this year. So I am like so gagged. Like that is so major. Like for those who don't know what the Queerties are, it's like the People's Choice Awards for the gays, honey. I am like, I don't even know. Like I just remember just sitting at home, having a little coffee, and I just get the text message like, oh, you've been nominated. I've been nominated for a movie that I did last year called Gayish 2, and I played the role of Monica, who is a Black trans woman finding her way in life. So it's available on YouTube if you want to watch it. And like, this is my first time with my acting chops. So if I win, well, y'all can vote for me, bitch. I'm going to be an award-winning actress. How about that?
Jayla,
we love it. Congrats, Jayla.
Jayla, send me the link for voting, and I'll put it in the descriptor of the video, so if people want to vote.
Yes. Okay, we'll do. Thank you guys so much, and vote for me. You can vote for me every day.
Yay! Tez, do you have anything you want to say about your shows you have going on?
No, I don't know if you guys have if anyone has watched the show Bling Empire on Netflix. You want to watch that? No. You watched? So I
yes, I heard it's good.
It's really good. It's a reality TV shows focusing on Asians who are rich, crazy rich Asians. I believe that was like a previous show or something like that. But if you've watched that, you can go to my channel. I recapped the entire series. I binged it and recapped it. So just some recent content. And at the link,
yeah. Send me the link and I'll put that in the descriptor as well. Jackie, any news you need to share? To need to get off your chest?
I don't have any news right now. My life is boring.
I thought that was like a. I really thought that was like a boob joke. Like I thought you got your boobs done. Like you got something off your chest. I'm like, what did you get? You got your boobs done?
No, I'm not getting rid of my boobs yet. I really like them.
Okay.
All right. Who wants to make a prediction of our next queen to go home?
Oh, this is how we always get in trouble. I always get the DMs from the queens like, bitch, I know where you stay. So I'm going to have to say that the next girl that may be like falling behind, I'm going to have to say it's either going to be a toss-up between Rose and Tamisha Iman.
Oh, wow. Okay. Tez?
So it's a sewing challenge. So I don't think Tamisha will be there because she can sew. And because of that, I'm thinking Lala Ree possibly, and I like Lala, but I don't think she can sew, I believe. So I think she mentioned in her meet the
So you do think this is her 4th episode?
No, I don't know if she's gonna go home because I think she's gonna lip sync her way out of the bottom if she's in the bottom. But I think that she is going to be there because she can't sew. She made it very clear in her Meet the Queens. And so that's one. And the other person I'll probably say, I don't know who else is there. Maybe Utica? I don't know. Can she sew? I don't know. Maybe Utica.
I think I'm gonna just chime in. I think it's gonna be Joey J going home. And I'm saying this as a person who likes Joey J. But I just think that so far, her looks to me have been very confusing. And I think that if we're doing a sewing challenge and the looks haven't been cohesive thus far, I don't see it getting better.
Yeah. Well, and if she doesn't wear a wig, she's fine.
She's probably not going to wear a wig. The episode is of the bag ball, so they have to use like handbags and stuff like that to make their outfits. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. But I forget about Joey J, so I probably would add her there too, because she's very forgettable at this moment.
Okay.
All right, that is everything. If anyone have anything else to add before we wrap it up and go tuck ourselves in bed?
It's 5. Why are you going to bed?
What else? Nothing's open. What else are you gonna do?
I know, we're so shut down in LA.
Watch some movies. Watch Netflix.
Yeah, I will. That's what I'm gonna do. Watch football. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Why don't we go around to everybody where they can find us on the social medias? Let's start with Miss Jayla Roxx.
Yes, you can follow me on Instagram. And who is Jayla Roxx? That's 2 X's 3 if you nasty.
Mm-hmm. Jackie?
At 123 Jackie B on all platforms.
And the Tez Meister.
You can find me at Stupid Wild Tez on IG or my YouTube channel at The Lean Blog. All on IG. Don't go to my Twitter. Don't go there.
We need to get Jayla back on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at the Mark J. Freeman or Lorayne Love, Lorayne Love. Thank you all for joining. Again, please like and share and comment and give us 5 stars, all that good stuff. And we will see you next Sunday, 3 p.m. for episode 5. Thank you all. Mwah.
Peace.